Hi guys, welcome back to my revival. This is a picture of me very near my top weight. My top weight was 555 pounds. I remember when this picture was taken because you see that chair next to me in the picture? I was sitting in it. I was saying to my husband, when I stand up, we need to make sure that you're ready to take the picture because I won't be able to stand long. And then he had a bit of a glitch, and it took him a little longer to fix the camera to take the picture than he had planned. And I remember my legs were beginning to shake, my feet were beginning to hurt, my legs were beginning to hurt. And I remember saying, "Hurry, I can't stand long." And the minute he was done, I sat down. Many of you have been asking how I'm losing the weight. So today I'm going to tell you more about the program that I'm on. But first, I'm sorry because I don't like them myself when I see them, but I understand why people do them. You're going to get a disclaimer. I'm not a medical professional, and this is important because the diet I am on is a medically supervised, highly restrictive, very low calorie, 800 to 900 calorie a day ketogenic diet. It is not anything you can recreate at home. It is not something I recommend you try to do at home. Even the food I eat isn't called food. It's called a prescription. And it's called a prescription because only doctors can prescribe it in programs like this one. Your health matters, so be careful and do your own research, make your own decisions, talk to your healthcare provider. But, one of the reasons I'm doing this channel is because God's given me a real heart for people. And I may not know you face to face. I may, but I may not. But I care about you. You matter to God and you matter to me. So don't make some drastic decision about what you think you can do on your own here, because that's the opposite of what I'm actually doing. I'm not doing any of this on my own. So be careful. You matter. Take care of your health, and don't make a sort of rash decision that you think, oh, she's eating 800 to 900 calories a day, I could just drop down and do that. No, you couldn't. There can be serious health repercussions. I had 3 weeks when I first started of just feeling like I was absolutely dragging. And I asked several different of the medical professionals there, and several of them said, I don't know. I said, why am I dragging? By dragging, I'm just wiped out. I asked the first person, they didn't know. I asked another person, they didn't know. I got to the third doctor, and I said, that's 3 weeks of just dragging. And I finally talked to him about it, and he came up with a really good reason why it was happening, a very simple fix. But, I don't want you running into something like that. There are people who faint on this program. There can be issues if you don't get enough water, if you don't get enough salt, if it gets really hot. Some people have gone to the hospital. So I'm just saying, the reason I'm saying a disclaimer is be very, very careful. Don't try this at home. Feel free to look it up and do a safe program, but don't just, take from what I'm saying here and do this at home. Sorry to be emphatic about that, but you really matter. And a part of me, when I got this video together, I thought, I have to say something because people can get really sick. It's a tough diet for your body to adjust to. So anyway, didn't mean to go on, but I really, please be careful. I get to see a medical health provider. I get my EKG taken every few weeks. I get blood tests to check on my cholesterols and my blood sugars. I get a full panel every few weeks. You can't do that at home. You know, it's just don't risk anything. That being said, thank you for wading through that. The clinic I rolled into, that actually my husband rolled me into that day at the, actually this was taken shortly after, just a couple of weeks after starting the program. And I'd already lost nearly 30 pounds. So this isn't even my top weight, because I just hurriedly said, if we don't get a picture, I'll never have a before picture, because I started losing pretty rapidly. So I was rolled into the Hearn Reed Center, which is the name of it. The name of the clinic that I attend is the Hearn Reed Center for Medical Weight Loss here in the greater Sacramento area. There are 4 brick and mortar buildings in like Davis, Sacramento, Folsom, Roseville. They also have online offerings. I don't know what they are. I think, should I get to maintenance and I move away, they have online maintenance classes. But I recently heard that they might have a way for people to be on the weight loss part online and ship your prescription to you. I don't know. I looked at the website before I did this video, and I looked to see if it said, looking for online courses or online help or something, and I couldn't find. All it said was contact us and that. So contact them if you're interested in doing, if you're concerned about your weight and you need to lose weight and are interested in a program like this, after I talk a little more about what I eat and stuff, feel free to check into it and see what's available to you. Okay? So I just want to say that if you're able to get to the brick and mortar buildings in this area, man, do I recommend it. I truly, truly believe God heard my cry for help and sent me where I believe the staff and program are helping me save my life. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. Well, you saw the picture. You heard me say I could barely stand. I mean, I'm alive. So you should know I don't eat food as you know it. Sometimes in my videos you may hear me say things like when I eat food again or when I eat real food again, because I'm not eating that now. So what do I eat? Good question. My food, which are called meal replacement packets, come in boxes like this from a company called New Direction, who makes these for this particular program. The box says, New Direction nutritional products provide optimal nutrition as you follow your medically supervised weight reduction program. Each product, is flavorful, satisfying, and convenient to use. It is convenient to use and satisfying. Flavorful can be based on your perspective. Your dietitian and physician have provided guidelines and a nutrition plan to meet your specific needs. Please follow their recommendations when using this and other New Direction products. You open the box up, and inside are these little packets. This is what I eat. I'm not kidding. The powder in here, let me see if I can make it shake so you can hear it. It's literally of a consistency very similar to protein powder for shakes, but that's why I started with the disclaimer. This is not a protein powder for a shake. This has all the stuff in it for your nutrition for the day, under the packets you need, that are your prescription, that, these are not just let's go buy a tub of protein powder and make shakes. That's what their consistency is like. It is a powder, so it's got if I were to say, what's it like for you to get an idea, I'd say it's like when you take protein powder and make a shake out of it. I don't get to add fruit or kale or anything like that. I can add ice and water, and maybe a little bit of a certain sugar-free syrup a few times a day. But that's it. That's all I eat for food a day. And you eat the amount. Sometimes people eat 3, sometimes people can eat 4, sometimes they can have 5. It depends on the person and their situation and their health at the time. Again, why not to make it up? So you also need a certain amount of sodium a day on this diet, and the way they handle that is by having you drink bouillon every day, usually, and depending on the person, and usually you drink 3 or 4 of these a day. 2, 3, or 4 a day. Right now I'm on 2, but I may go up to 3 because my heart rate's been running a little low. I'm still good, but I'm a little low. I had a colonoscopy and an endoscopy the other day, and every staff member at the hospital was like, "Is your heart rate normally this low?" And then another person, "Do you normally have a low heart rate?" And so and it turns out in my ketogenic state, yes, it can lower. But I've been trying to get away with drinking 2 of these because I don't like them very much. But lately, maybe because of weight loss or something, or the weather, I'm thinking I've been running a little low. So I forgot to actually talk with the doctor about it today. I went to class today. Now, before you get to thinking, oh, I could handle that because I could use Better Than Bouillon, which has a ham broth and a turkey broth, I learned that you can't do that. After buying all the flavors, I couldn't eat all the flavors because the only actual bouillon that's been used that they have tested the program on is this one. And you can't use the powder either. So I eat one of these 2 to 3 to 4 times a day. One of these little bouillon cubes in 8 ounces of water, however many times a day the doctor has worked out with you for your health, if you take them, that you have them. If you don't like bouillon, it's something to consider because you do need to drink it every day. I hated bouillon when I was a kid, that particular kind of bouillon when I was a kid. So for me to learn to drink it every day, and then you can't have a lot of different flavors, and then if you don't even like one of them or 2 of them, then you really have to know that you're going to hang in there with one flavor of bouillon for maybe months while you're losing the weight. You might not be on it as long as I am on it, because you may not have hundreds and hundreds of pounds to lose. Some people have 20, 50, 100, 150 more, but not a lot of people have this much to lose, where I've been on it now longer than many people have. But even then, if you have 40 or 50 pounds to lose, you'd have to be taking this for a while, several months. So you just have to kind of be aware of that. I also am committed to going to class once a week. It's a commitment. When you get the little folder, it tells you what they'll do and what they're committed to doing and their end of the project. And they tell you, this is what's expected of you. You will come to class once a week. If you can't come to class, you will make arrangements about maybe trying to go to a different day that week, or if you're going on vacation or going to have a surgery, you need to talk to your behavior specialist, and you have to, if you're going to miss 2 weeks, I think there's something important you have to do regarding if you might have to restart the program or something. They're very serious about your attendance, and that's fine, and that you attend these classes, and that's also, they're great. I like the classes. They've given me so much help and information and support. They also teach you a lot about nutrition, and calories and exercise, but they also they talk to you about emotional eating. They talk to you about tips at eating at a party. They talk to you about, you know, if you're going to a social event, if you're going to a restaurant, what do you do for the holidays? What if someone brings, you know, Aunt Martha's stuffing and gravy or some food like that? You know, what are you going to do if that's your thing and you're on the program? Tips for things like that, social tips, tips for controlling your food environment, at home, your car, all kinds of great information. And what's going to really help is they're generated to us really learning a lot, so that once we hit maintenance, because the diet can be hard, but everything we hear is that maintenance is harder. So they want us to go into maintenance as best informed as we can about menu planning and that kind of thing. So, and social and all kinds of stuff to help us out the best we can, so that when we get there, we've got the best chance we can of, you know, keeping it off. And that's actually the name of their website, keepitoff.com, if you're interested. I'm not sure if I mentioned this already. If any of this sounds appealing to you, you know, you do lose more weight on it than you tend to on, say, a program you can get elsewhere. Maybe one from television commercials, or, you know, ones you know. And they're legitimate programs and they work. But if you're having a problem losing the weight at that pace and you'd like to lose a little faster, you know, you could think about this type of program. And if you can't find it available through the Hearn-Reed Center itself on their website, one time I typed in very low calorie diet in a search engine for a town in another state, and it was a town that you might think, because it wasn't really a metropolitan area, you might think that maybe it would be ruled out as a place of having a place like that, and they had one. And so you could maybe type in very low calorie diet in a search engine near, you know, looking near you to see if they have. What I would look for is, first of all, if they use meal replacement packets, do they use this brand? Because that's the one I know, and I know has worked. And I would look for if they have you go to a medical professional. I would look for if they have classes. I actually called this one in this other state, and I asked them what was the name of the packets they used. Did they use New Direction? They said yes. And I asked if they had the medical supervision. They said yes. And I said, and you have classes every week? And yes, you do. So I can't vouch for anybody else because I haven't been to any other program, obviously. But if, you know, if you're like I was and you're really struggling, and you think it might encourage you to look into this, if you find a good one, a safe one, a one you check out, and that you trust through it being a medically run one and all of that, all the disclaimer stuff, you might look into it. I think it's saving my life in more ways than one, because I think medically and environmentally and mentally I'm learning a lot. So that's the program I'm on. I'll try and leave the information in the description below. See ya. Bye.